A lot of people believe that resumes are redundant in today's day and age, but the truth of the matter is, for a lot of roles, you still need to submit your resume. It may not be online. You may create that role out of your networking, having conversations with an ex-manager, but when you go into the formal process, your resume is still required. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about 5 resume mistakes you should not be making anymore. And the 5th one is going to be a game changer in the way you create your resume. Hi, welcome back to the channel. My name is Shubh Faujdar. I'm a Singapore-based career coach and job search strategist and a former corporate recruiter, and also a recent LinkedIn top voice. I share videos every Tuesdays and Thursdays on this channel, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. Tuesdays are quick tips, about 2 minutes, and Thursday is a deep dive on a particular topic. So let's dive into today's topic of 5 resume mistakes you should not be making. Mistake number 1. It is a bit of a no-brainer, but I still see so many people putting these things out there on the resume. Now, few things you should not be putting on your resume. You don't need to have your mailing address. You don't need to put your marital status, your date of birth. The most important information for your personal information section is, of course, your name, your handphone number, and your email address. You can put your LinkedIn profile. Now, in certain geographies, putting your visa or residential status becomes important because there is a way they see through that resume. If you don't put it, a lot of time it is assumed that you are somebody who needs sponsorship. So if you don't need sponsorship, you can put it there. But apart from that, you don't need to put any other information. In fact, in a lot of geographies, putting things like your date of birth, marital status, even putting your photo is actually illegal. So don't do that. Just keep it to the minimum. Keep your resume format clean and simple. Mistake number 2, having an objective statement. Hello, 1999. We have moved on and we are now 25 years into 2024. You do not need the objective statement. I still see resumes with them. I mean, the fact that you're applying for a particular role tells me that that's your objective, to get that particular position. So save that space. Take your resume space as very expensive real estate. How you use it makes a lot of difference. Mistake number 3, your executive summary is super generic. So many executive summaries just talk about results-oriented, passionate, seasoned leader with blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter at all what you've done. So when you're writing your resume, firstly, I will always write the executive summary at the end. Look at what are the patterns in each of your roles which are coming up again and again. Maybe you're somebody who helps companies to grow aggressively. Maybe you're somebody who's great at starting new businesses. Maybe you're great at general management and working across different teams, different functions, and making sure things run well. Whatever it is, those themes should come out in your resume. I always ask this question of my clients towards the end. After I've understood their experience, I would say, in a 30-second scan of your resume, what are the top 3 things you would want a potential hiring manager to get from your experiences? Those give me the sign of what their unique selling proposition is. So make sure your executive summary highlights your unique selling propositions, and the rest of your resume and experience section validates it with concrete results and actions you took. Mistake number 4, having very funky formats for your resume. Look, your resume needs to be in a simple format. Forget about ATS. Even if you're sending it to a human directly because you've created opportunity, a lot of recruiters are not trained to read your resume top down and side to side. So having those designer templates where you're using multiple columns, etc., may look visually very nice, but beautiful resumes do not land you roles. Resumes with good content, substance, where you are able to prove your value are the thing to go for. And mistake number 5, having a task-based resume. And so many people make that mistake. As a recruiter, when I was recruiting for a particular role, very soon, once I've scanned a few resumes, it would be a case of, if I change the name of the person and the companies this person has worked for, all resumes are almost similar. Look, not a lot of tasks and responsibilities change based on the function you are handling. So a finance manager would do very similar tasks to another finance manager. What differentiates you is two things: specificity and quantification. Now, quantification doesn't need to be only in revenue. It could be things like business size, number of geographies, team members, the market share you can quote, operational efficiency increased, cost savings, time taken. I mean, there's so many different metrics which you have for showing your quantification. So make sure each of your bullet point is quantified. In fact, if I were to formulate the way you write your resume, it should be action plus scope plus impact. Action is a strong action verb, which tells me very specifically what you did. Now, here you can't use very vague terms like coordinated, collaborated with, or the impact piece of it. You need to be very specific on what was your exact role. Then you can talk a bit about how you delivered it, especially if it's important to put in certain specific skills you want to show. You don't need to go into the details of how you did it. That's for interview. And lastly, you focus on impact. Impact is extremely important. Impact needs to be quantified absolutely. When you're thinking of impact, think macro. What did this particular action of yours do to contribute to the project, to the company, or to a particular assignment you were part of? So you always need to look at quantifying the impact. It's very difficult to break down each person's impact on a particular company, department, function, project. That's why impact can be macro. So I hope now you know what are the 5 mistakes you have to avoid if you want your resume to give you interviews and have further conversation. Please share in your comments if there are any other common mistakes you see people making when they're creating their resume, or if you're unsure about your own resume and have a specific question about it, please put in the comment and I will reply to your specific question and hope to help you in your job search. Please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Until next week.